Hi guys. So the last video I made started here and worked through some notes, and I'm going to skip through this and get to um, where we start with doing some examples. And if you didn't watch the video about this part, go back and watch that video first. Okay? All right. So examples, straight from the MathXL homework. Um, One of the questions, I forget what number it is, but one of the questions says, okay, list all of the actual data entries using this stem and leaf plot, and then answer what's the highest one and what's the lowest. Sorry. So let's start with just listing them all, right? They tell us this answer key right here, which is kind of the important part that we need to focus on. That right there tells you what all these numbers represent. Tells you that this first guy here, 2 bar 7 means 27. So my first number is 27. And then if I start looking here, I got the next number is 32. My next group of numbers comes from this row, the row of leaves that are from the stem 4. So I'm going to have 41, 43, 43, 45, 46, and again 46, and then 48. Okay. Then my next group of answers are going to come from this row. And they're all going to be 50, 51, 52, 53, 53, 53, etc. I'm going to go ahead and write all those down. I've got them all written down now. And again, those just came from me just listing these out, right? So there should be 3 of them in the 70s, 73, 78, 78, 73, 78, 78. So that's where they all come from. So I just listed all of the answers from this group of numbers here, from this stat plot. Sorry, from the stem and leaf plot. Then we figure out, okay, well, what's the highest data entry? Well, the highest one was 27, right? So the max is 27. And what is the minimum? Okay, well, what's the lowest number? Oh, I totally said that backwards, didn't I? Crazy Flannery. The maximum is 83. And the minimum was 27. Did that exactly backwards. My bad. Lo siento. And then that would be all you would type into the MathXL. So here's another one about the stem and leaf plot. This time they give you all the answers here at the top, and they want you to make the stem and leaf. So, and then it says describe patterns. So first we want to try and find the smallest number, and it looks like they're giving us a hint that the smallest number is 60 something. So let me go in and see if I can find, there's a 60 something. Let's see if there's another one. There's another one, and then it looks like that might be it. So this is kind of small for me to write on, so I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger here. So 6, 7, 8, and 9. So on that first row at the top, I'm going to have an 8 and an 8, right? And then in the 70s, let's see, I've got 75, 72, 76, 75. Okay, so the lowest of my 70s was 72. And then I've got 75, 75, so 5, 5, and then a 6. Hopefully I didn't miss any. If I do, I'll catch them in a minute. Then I've got to do the 8s. So 85, 80, 87, 82. Ooh, there's a bunch of 8s. Holy moly, so many 8s. Oh, and I missed a 70 something. So let me get that off there real quick. Thankfully it was a high number, 9. So let's see. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay. So my smallest 80 anything was actually 80. And I thought there were 2 of those. Yep, there's another one right there. So there's 2 80s, right? Now, I think I saw an 82. Yep, right there. And 85, 85, 7, 7, 8. Oh, there's another 7, my bad. Another 7, and then an 8. And I think that might be all the 80s. And then my 90s. So I've got 90, 91, 91, 91, 92, 94, 5, and 6. Ta-da! And that's it. Okay, so you would type in over here, you would type in the 8 and the 8, and then 2, 5, 5, and all that kind of stuff. That's the idea. Okay? All right, let's see. What's the next one? Use a pie chart to display this data. Okay, so they give you the data up here at the top. And inside MathXL, you could click on this little button here, and you'd be able to copy and paste it into a spreadsheet if you wanted to. Since it's only 4 pieces of data, I am going to go ahead and type that into a spreadsheet real quick, and I'll show you how. Keep. Make this a little bit smaller, and I think I have a spreadsheet open over here somewhere with a million other things open. Is that the one I want? Nope. Let's just go ahead and open a new one. So a new tab, and then under Google Apps, spreadsheet, right? You can always use an Excel spreadsheet, which is on your computer, but I'm going to go ahead and use a Google Sheet. And I'm going to go ahead and type in this stuff here. Now, this one where it says $1 to $10,000, I'm going to put quotation marks on there. See the quote? And that way it tells the spreadsheet this is not a number. This is information. This is text. This is not numbers that I want you to do anything with. This is text that I want you to just write down. So $1 to 10,000. And let's see, 1 to 10,000 was 15.4. So 15.4. And then 10,01 to 25,000. Quote 10,001 to 25,000, and that was 11.3. 25,001 dollars to 50. Oops. And then 50,000 and up. $50,001 plus, it says. So these are the categories, and then they have the answers in here. This one's 6.8. What was this one? 9.8. Okay, 9.8. All right, so now the advantage of popping this into a spreadsheet is I'm going to show you how to make some charts with this information inside Google Sheets. So once you've got your spreadsheet ready to go, you're going to hit Insert, Chart. Now, I didn't tell it to do any information, so it did make a pie chart. Look, I didn't even tell it what kind of pie chart. How cute is that? Normally, you have to highlight the information and then hit Insert, and then you pick what kind of chart you want. It automatically picks something for you, and if you don't like it, you can tell it to do a different kind of chart. But that's pretty cute. Look at it. Look at it. So these might not be the right colors for what's in my Excel, what's in MathXL, but it's definitely the right sizes. And it even tells me the right percent. So from 1 to 10,000 is almost 36%. 50,000 and up is almost 16%. Do you see how they did that? Now, if you're wondering where did they get those percents from? Well, if you add all these up, okay, so I'm going to say equals add, which we use the word sum, and I just want them to add all those up. You could grab a calculator and do it, but I just want to do it myself. So I got 43.3. Now, if I wanted to figure out, okay, well, to figure out this percent, then I would say I'm going to take this and divide it by 43.3. And then it tells me the decimal, which if you click percent button up here, it turns it into a percent for you. Fun fact. Again, that was equals that frequency divided by the total number. Remember, this is just a fancy word for, or the fancy word for this is the relative frequency, right? We've talked about that, relative frequency, and this is just the frequency. And again, you can turn this into a percent. Now, I don't want to keep typing that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill down that formula for the other two. Oh, and it didn't work, so let me try it again. Equals this guy divided by 43.3 equals this guy divided by 43.3. There we go. And those are all the percents that are on here. Oh, no, they're not. See how this thing changed? I don't want it to change. So what I need to do is go back in and say, nope, I only want you to do the pie chart from this information here. So now I highlighted that and then say chart. And this time I want a pie chart. So there we go. See how the 35.57, that's this one right here. 26.1, that's this guy right here. See where these numbers are coming from? 22.63 right here, 15.7 right there. When I come back to my chart that I've been working on, and if I want to put in that chart that I just found using Google Sheets, I copied it and paste it. So I just copied and pasted it from Google Sheets into here. So now when I go to look at this, okay, I'm going to make sure, it might be the different colors, I don't know, but I want to make sure it's the right shape. The one that's from 1 to 10,000 should be about this size. So 1 to 10,000 here is too small. 1 to 10,000 here, that looks like it might be the right size. And then if we look at this yellow one is 50,001 and up. Does it look about the same size as this 50,001 and up? It does. So that looks about right. So I would click on that one. And I would think that that was the right answer. And then you would talk about any patterns that you see in there. Okay, next question. This is number 6 in the group. Whoops. That's number 6. And so it says here, here's some information and which Pareto chart. Now remember, Pareto chart is just a bar chart where you put the highest ones first. So let's look for our highest bits of information here. Which one is the highest? Well, it looks like C is the highest with 115. So I'm going to look in these options, say which one of these has C first. Well, that one doesn't. That one doesn't. That one does. That one doesn't. So before I do anything else, I already know this is the only option that would work because the highest one always goes first in a Pareto chart, okay? Pareto charts, highest go first and then down from there. And those are the ones that I wanted to do with you. So hopefully this was helpful to get you started on that assignment. This assignment is due Sunday. You can do it. Reminder of some helpful resources. I strongly suggest when you get into MathXL that inside the homework and test section, you look at the textbook, and we're on section 2.2. That's why I tell you what lesson we're on. That way you can get into here, you can actually read through their examples, you can look for their vocabulary in here. Each section is only a few pages, but it's chock full of